listen closely, because if you are going to be putting a breadboard end on the end of your table, or maybe on the end of a shutter or door, you know, you're going to cap it to stop the water getting in to the end grain, well, you need to watch this video to the end, where I've prepped up that I have, and we're going to be installing this breadboard end, or, you know, cap at the top of this door, you see. Now, I quite like capping the top of the door for the reason of protecting the end grain of these boards, you see, because they're like those little straws, and they suck up the water, that they do, and then it'll rot. Ain't great, is it? Or expand. Well, you see, the thing is, wood expands in its girth, you see. Ask the missus. Anyway, the thing is, because it expands in its girth, the cumulative distance from there to there can be greater in the winter than it is in the summer. So you have to allow for that. Just like I allowed for it when I installed these rails, these ledges. You see, I put gaps in between all the boards so they can move. You see, yeah, a little bit of movement. Now, the thing is, when you install a breadboard end, or like this cap rail you put on top of here, like top of the board here, right? The grain is going perpendicular to the actual door itself. So they're going to work against each other. So you need to allow for that, you know. And this is how I do it, okay? Basically, we have to think about how are we going to fix this breadboard end to this shutter, this door. It's actually a little barn door. So it stays on, you know, without restricting the movement of these boards too much. It can restrict it to a degree, obviously, you know, but you can live with that, can't it, you know? A bit like a waistline, maybe. That's got a bit of give as well. Stretchy trousers, that's what I recommend, yes, every time. What do you think? What we're going to do is we're going to be using the FESTOOL Domino dowel. You don't have to use one of those. You could do loose tenons, dowels, or whatever you like, to actually provide some lateral stability, okay, for this, well, let's call it the breadboard end, all right, like you were doing on a table. Because I see it so often where people fix their breadboard end and, oh, God, look at that, and I think to myself, oh, God, give that a little bit of humidity, or put it into a dry space. There, well, how's that going to give? It'll just crack somewhere. That's how it'll give, you know? So you've got to give it the path of least resistance, mechanically, all right? So, where's the pencil? Oh, here it is. Oh, it's my Keskamite pencil, you know, that sticks. So, what I tend to do is I tend to fix rigid 1/3 of the shutter, the middle section, and this is how I'm going to do it, okay? First of all right, I am going to make some marks, okay, with a pencil. They're useful for that, they are. And I'm going to line this up and make sure it's in the right place. This means to get a mallet. Oh, I'll get my forehammer. Oh, I'll have a forehammer. These are good, these are, you know. Line it up on the end, right? Because the thing is, if you fix the middle, the rest of it, as long as that isn't going to be too detrimental. Right? Unless you've got doing a small piece like a small table or something, or I don't know, a chopping board or something, you need to think about them because it'll be constantly getting wet. But I do about 1/3 in, so about, you know, in this case, I'm gonna make rigid 6 of these boards. So I'm gonna want, say rigid 6 boards. Would it be 6 boards? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah, 6 boards. I'm gonna put a domino in there. There. Alright. And that's going to be rigid, all right? There's enough give in there. I've allowed enough give in the wood. But cumulatively, over its distance, no, it's not going to work, you see. So, I'm also going to put a domino in this board here. I don't want to go right to the end, because I've still got to allow a bit of movement, you see. So I'm going to go 3 boards. Say, for instance, here. I'm going to do the same on the other side. 3 boards, 1, 2, 3. Don't have to be 3. You know, whatever tickles your fancy. Ooh, yeah, whatever. Right. So let's remove that. Are they interfering with the tongue and groove? Because you've got to have a tongue and groove. Yeah, I put that on there like that, didn't I? I didn't even mark the other board. There you go. Hang on, that's not lined up there. No, wrong place, wrong place. There. There. That's good. That's good. No, not that one. That one. Right. Right. So what I've done is I've created some marks. So what we need to do now is use the domino. You don't have to use domino. Like I said, you can use big dowels or broom handle if you like, as long as you provide it with some room to move. Now he's stuck. Get out of there! Oh, crikey, these things are sent to try us. Blimey, here we are. There's my domino dowel then. This is the DF700XL. or EQ, XL, EQ, whatever it is. Oh, Christ, wrong end. End goes on there. It does. You spin it round, it locks on there like so. All right. Now, I do like this machine. It's the only domino with FESTOOL machine that I've got. And I have to admit, it's brilliant. It really is brilliant. I use it so much. But I have never, ever bought a FESTOOL domino, as in the little dowels. I've always just, knocked out my own. And I can make them out of timber that I want to make them out of. And also, then you can use them as accents. You see, I'm going to have a bit of purple art in my cherry or something, for argument's sake. Right, now, the thing is here, I've got a little bit of a situation, because there ain't enough room for the handle. Is there room for that? Is it worthwhile? No. So I've got a bit of an issue here. I'm going to have to work it from the wrong face, which is quite annoying. Right, I'll have to do it from underneath. Because this is in the way, or the handle's in the way, whatever way you want to look at it. So I'm actually going to have to do it the wrong way round for me. Ideally, I should flip the door over. But I haven't. I didn't think of that, did I? No. Catastrophe. Blimey. Right, so what I'm going to do is, from what is actually the face of the door, I'm going to be cutting my mortises. We're going to be a bit cack-handed here, I think. All right, I'm not going to use the dust extraction, although I could quite easily use it. But I'm an idiot, so I'm not going to. All right, we'll set this to 55. I'm also going to have the wider slots. The reason why I want the wider ones, because I want it to be able to move in its slot. What I'm trying to prevent is the floppiness that way, limp, flaccid. I don't want my wood to be, oh crikey, floppy, flaccid, wonky. Let's say wonky. I don't want a wonky wood. All right, that'll do. Phew, God, saved it last minute I did. Blimey. Right, so we're going to cut 4 of these. You could put more in, actually, to be fair. You get away with more, but I'm going to do 4 because I'm a tight ass in time. And I've got to be somewhere. So I'm doing it upside down. Luckily, there's a mark in the middle. Tell me where the middle is. It's awkward because I have to hold it tight. I am. Try not to cut your fingers. That's the one. That looks alright. That looks alright. Alright, boy. That's 4 little mortises for my loose ends. Oh, crikey, I mixed all the shitty ones up with the good ones. So, that can go in there. That can go in there, right? And I want these loose, right? But not necessarily loose on both faces. In the middle here, it can be tight. These end ones can be loose. That one there can be loose, right? Because we want the bed to move that way, all right, side to side. And the same as this one here. I'm just trying to prevent up and down movement, which is pretty solid that way. That one in there, that's good movement there. Pretty solid there, right? Now, we've got to pose it. We've got to do the opposite. Yeah, got to get jiggy with it. That we have. So there's marks on here. The only unfortunate thing here is because if I go by these and do it on the face of this, which I can put this anywhere to do, you see, like that, I'm not working from the same face. I'll be working from the back, which means when I put this on, it's not going to fit into a slot because these are going to be in the wrong place. These aren't 100% central at the moment. It doesn't matter, it's more to that face than it is this face. Whatever face, it doesn't make any odds really. They'll be locked in. Well, these won't be locked, these will be loose. But so what I've got to do is I've got to transfer that mark onto the opposite face. Didn't think that through, did I? No. Easy done, sight it through and put a little mark. Find the other one, where's the other one? There's one here. Sight it through. Or you could use a square. Whatever. Now, I'm not that worried because these are loose. The actual holes are loose. Alright, that's movement. Now, alright, I'm going to be using some Cascamite powdered resin wood glue, you see, the name that sticks. Because I like Cascamite glue, it's really good, it's fairly waterproof or water resistant, alright? But, there's no reason why I shouldn't use it here, in this little section. And really, I'm not going to be really inputting any glue on this end here, anyway, so I'm not that worried. But, if you are concerned, you want to use any glue, use some polyurethane mastic, which is the same stuff they use to glue your windscreens in with. All right, the thing about this stuff is basically like a rubber when it goes off, and you'll still get the movement in your wood if you want, but then it'll fill any spaces, any gaps. I'm not going to open the whole tube up just for this one here because I've got the other shutter ready at the moment, you see. So I'm not going to worry. No, I'm not going to worry. I just want some big screws in it and a 4-inch nail, maybe a 6-inch nail. I get all generous. Right, so I've got to remember which side's which now, haven't I? Where did I just transfer them from? Did I just transfer them from there to there? No, that's the original face, isn't it? Just turn it around, make sure, because that would be very embarrassing. Oh, it would be so embarrassing. That's correct. That's correct. That's correct. Okay, so the face I want to work from now is this face. So now I've got to put my tenons in. So I haven't used. I mentioned this before. Be very, very careful when you use one of these. That little bit of metal in there, all right? If you aren't using dust extraction, or even if you are using dust extraction, and it's not actually clearing very well, or you got blocked or whatever. There's a little slide. There's a little slide in there, like a little flat metal slide. That's if that gets clogged up, it will restrict that depth. So no matter what you got that set at, you'll end up not going deep enough. So bear that in mind, okay? So that can prevent you going deep enough. And then when you're doing a glue up or what have you haven't done a dry run where you glue up, what you end up having then is just, oh crikey, you've got all this glue everywhere, and no matter how much you clamp it up, it just will not go because your mortise aren't deep enough. That is really annoying. Been there, done that. So anyway, next step, let's cut these mortises. Now I've got the wood the right way around. Can you see? I'll tell you what, I'll bring you round. I'll bring you right round, baby, right round. Something like that. Is that loud? The microphone's just there. Right, I've got 4 mortises done with the FESTOOL Domino down. If I show you what I mean, you see how that sawdust built up there? If it gets all sticky and builds up and then it's all like cleansing, no matter what you do, check it out, it stays near that slider. Can you see that? Staying that slider. That'll build up on there and stop that going all the way forwards, and then obviously reduces your depth. So bear that in mind if you've got a FESTOOL Domino dowler. And you've been lazy, you can't be bothered to get the dust extractor out or anything. Yeah. There. Remember, this is only one way of doing it. Right, let's bring you back over here again so you can see my full length of wood. Blimey, did I just say that? I did, didn't I? Right, so that should slide on here. So to do a dry fit first with these loose tenons. And then I'll go into there. A bit of luck. Right. Okay, so there you are. That's installed. So what I'm going to do is now, I'm going to glue it, but not all of it, okay? I know what you're going to say. You shouldn't glue that. But I'm not going to glue all of it. I'm just going to glue this section here, right? The amount of movement there is not going to be detrimental. Look how thick I made these ledges, you know. And they're laminated, so they're not going to go anywhere. So we're going to pull that off there again. See, it's already, look how solid that is already. I haven't even glued it, any of it yet, or put any hard or any mechanical fixes in. It is actually, it's there, isn't it? So it does work, and that's dry, yeah. Don't, be careful, you dry wood, all right? It stings. Okay, there you go. Oh, off it comes. All right, so I will put some glue in. I am going to put a bit of glue in here. All these ones. No, sorry. All these ones are going to be glued into the top of the door, because that will seal the actual door. I'm going to glue the slot here, but I don't really need to. I'm not going to do anything, to be honest. Because it's shallow, isn't it? Shallow it is. I'm going to glue them all into here, but not... Hang on, that's the wrong bit. I was going to glue them all into here. Actually, no, that one I'm going to glue. Oh, blimey, I'm like Laurel and Hardy all in one. Blimey. That's another fine mess you got me into. Then that one's going to be dry. Yeah, dry wood. Oh, painful. All right. And these ones are going to be wet. All right, it's going to be glued. It's going to be a glued joint. Just stiffen up a little bit. All right. You could leave it dry if you want to. Because as you could see, just like my dog. I'm back. I just had to see to my poor little Wally dog because he just had a fit. So I just had to make sure he's okay. Okay, where was I? Let's whack this back in there. Slide back and forward, make sure you've got good coverage. Right, so it's more about sealing the hole really, to be honest. On there. On the end. Now these two here I want to be glued, so I'll whack it in there as well, make sure there's glue in there. So use it as a glue stick. Pump the glue in with my glue stick, which is actually my tenon. It's a loose tenon. And that one there. And that one. Now I've done a dry fit as you saw. That way you make sure you don't actually have that catastrophic mistake where you can't actually get the joint together. Oh, that's good. All right, I'm going to glue this tongue in between these two here. I don't really need to, but I'll do it anyway. Right, now that one don't want any glue on it. That one does, that one don't, that one does. But I've already glued the slot, you know, the loose tenon. Loose mortise, sorry, they're mortise. Oh my giddy out, I'll get my worms out in a minute. But let me get that glue in there, get that glue on there like that. All right, and I'll plop, 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 or pop that back on there. Is that the way around? Yes, it is. Right, on there, so get in there. Get into my tummy. Right. Oh, I ain't no corn. Aim it up. Tap that up. And just to provide a little bit of security, make sure the ends are obviously flush. Right. Now, what we've done is we've created this one here on this side. All the tenons on this side are glued in, but only the middle section's glued in. So effectively, because the actual width of the mortise is wider than the tenon, because I set it on the wide setting of the FESTOOL Domino dowler, it provides a little bit of movement. So if you do use any dowels, or make sure one side has a bit of an oval slot, and the other, these can be rigid, and this middle bit can be rigid. That won't hurt you, no. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a couple of offcuts, right, to make this way. I can make sure it's in line, because what the risk is that this is bending that way or that way. So to make sure it isn't, I'll just clamp a piece of wood on there like so, right, and I'll do the same on the other face, on the other edge over there. I'll clamp, and I'm going to put a clamp on here. Really I should be putting a little block underneath, but I'm just going to clamp it on there like so. Right, if you want to, at this stage, well, that's it. Another piece of timber, this will do, that'll do. Let's clamp that one on there. And then you just basically forget about it for a while. Now, what you can also do, we will do that actually, I'll show you what I mean. There's something else we can do to make it a little more stable. Stop the actual rail being pulled on the end here. I'm just doing this just to provide a bit of support while it goes off. And the same on there. I'll just do that one there. And tap that too. Now we know where the, oh, that's it. If you want to, you can grab a couple of clamps, or you can use a couple of F clamps, and these are sort of medium duty F clamps. Just where these tenons are, and I'm just going to pull this up a little bit. Just like that. Right, not too tight, because I don't want to influence the angle. I don't want to make it bend upwards. So just put to just enough, just so it does its thing. Because this section's glued rigid. So I should get a rag. Anything about cascalite, it's great stuff, it really is. But it isn't the easiest stuff to clean off. It sort of drags a bit as you try and clean off. But you can, if you need a bit of water really, when you're cleaning off, spray a bit of water first. There you go. Well, I suppose it's the same really with PVA, to be honest. I'm using a dirty rag, so I'm leaving all marks everywhere. That would be clever, was it? That weren't very clever. No. Let's find a cleaner one. I don't know why, it's going to be painted anyway, but here you go. A bit pedantic. I know. Right, so that is now fixed on there like so. Now let's say, for instance, you're a bit worried that these tenons on the end here, all right, are going to work their way loose. Because they're dry, aren't they, yeah? So if I just clamp that up like so, and grab myself, there now, you could use, put a screw in there if you want. All I'm going to do is I'm going to go back a few nails into that tenon, and that tenon's locked now, but it's not locked enough to stop it from moving in its width. That's not rigid. The little 18 gauge, it's bent, but at least it stops it from being able to pull out. I'll do the same on this stuff. You know, don't do that with the missing though, because that'll hurt. That will go in there like so, and then we'll do the same on that. That'll do. You can do the same on these ones if you want. You know, these are going to be glued, so they're not going to be glued. They are glued. You've got to be extra careful. It's up to you. La, da, da, da. Yeah, you always fill them. It's not like biggie, is it? Well, I know, put a bit of pressure, keep that pressure on there. So there you go. Breadboard end is on, or cab, whatever you like to call it. Header, maybe. All I've got to do now is just let it dry, and then I can declamp it and move all this stuff out of my way. Anyway, that's how you do your breadboard end, or that's how I've done it anyway. And if you don't like it, write a letter. Okay, but the main reason why we installed this breadboard end on this barn door is not because we wanted the breadboard end, it's because the boards didn't come long enough. All right, I just need that extra little bit of length, and that's what she said. Anyway, if you like my little video, please boot my little like button down below. Yeah, or stroke it even, stroke it, caress it. You could, yeah. And maybe subscribe to the channel, a little bell icon, because you get one first video in your pocket every time I upload another video. And I hope you'll be excited about that. So for now, toodaloo. Toodaloo!